Okay, this is video log number 4. I shaved my beard and I cut my hair. I think it looks terrible. I think I look terrible. But you know what? I'm just gonna have to live with that. There's nothing else I can do. I mean, my long-term plan is to grow out the sides a little bit. You know, just kind of like have this part longer than the other, and just kind of like I shouldn't have shaved my beard as much as I did. I should have done like a beard braided goatee or something. It was pretty long. It's gonna take me about a year to get back to that, but I don't care. I just don't care. It's immaterial, and image is a you know as far as image, a stable image being the basis for one's ego. Yeah, okay, that's a thought. Having a stable image be the basis for one's ego is is not a good idea. It's not. It's no way to base the ego, because the ego becomes rooted in something that's somewhat shallow and very vulnerable. Image is something that is so easily impacted and changed by external factors, and I've noticed that I've done a great deal to avoid um, my my ego being challenged by avoiding changing my image for so long that my hair was just kind of like, and my beard was like, and it just kind of like just kept growing that way, and I didn't change it. I just let it grow, basically. Kind of like this plant that I'm letting grow. And this plant here, this plant is an African milk cactus, and I got this plant from when I was in the psychiatric ward at New Hampshire State Hospital. And this plant is an African milk cactus. And an African milk cactus, if you look it up, they are carcinogenic. They are very toxic. So this is not a plant that you want to grow. This is a plant that should not grow. This is a plant that should be destroyed because it is harmful to life. A noxious thing. Or at least, well, I don't even want to contemplate, you know, the growth of noxious things deliberately, because that gets into creation of weaponry and things like that. Like, if this could become a potent bioweapon and I were responsible for making such a thing, I would never forgive myself, because I personally deal with someone in my family, in my immediate family. My little sister has cancer, and she has cancer of the thyroid. She had to have her throat surgically cut open and her thyroid gland removed, and a massive tumor extricated from there. So when I think about why this thing is growing in my kitchen, and what she's going through, and what I went through to quit smoking tobacco and everything like that, I want to get rid of this thing. I want to get rid of it, and what it represents, and what, growth of something that shouldn't have grown, something that should not have taken its time, something that should have been cut down from the get-go, something that should have been destroyed and burnt and annihilated, because it is capable of destroying, burning, and annihilating in such a noxious way. So that's what I feel when I look at this thing today, anyway. And to be honest with you, I've not had that thought before today. Before today, I just looked at it, and I felt great pride in knowing that I had grown this thing. But in reality, now that I'm more facing this aspect of reality, I'm realizing that I should not have grown this thing. That to grow this plant here was a mistake. And even look, I've even propagated some young by amputating a side of it. You see, and I keep having these dreams of amputation, and I'm wondering if perhaps there's a relation here in that I acted out after having these dreams, acted out unconsciously, and with a sword I cut some of these. I was just swinging it around, practicing, and I accidentally cut, and then I propagated. So what I did was I acted unconsciously, I amputated, and I propagated something. I acted unconsciously on something noxious, I amputated something noxious, and then I repropagated that noxious thing from the amputation. So what I did was I did a destructive thing, I successfully did that destructive thing, and then I regrew something that is destructive. I came full circle in a destructive cycle here. This plant, if I were even to destroy this plant, would I successfully be doing something creative rather than something destructive by destroying this plant? Would it be a creative act, the annihilation of this plant? Or is there a deeper mystery to be discovered here? Am I supposed to be... You see, this thing, it leaks a white nectar when it's cut. It leaks this white, sticky, glue-like substance. And I've tasted it. It is very, very noxious. It is like it is like a poison. It tastes like a poison. And I tasted only... I took a little drop onto my finger, and I just touched my tongue to it, and I couldn't get the taste out of my mouth for hours, and my mouth burned like there was something wrong, something very wrong. And I'm very glad that I didn't, that I was cautious and I didn't ingest more than that, because I probably would be dead, or would have incurred a very expensive emergency room visit. I just heard someone upstairs. I just heard something move. I think maybe I'm talking too loudly. It's 3:24 a.m. My face looks very red in this light. I hate how my astigmatism makes my face look smaller in the glasses. Like both sides. This one less than this one, but this one looks much smaller. It's like my glasses, in order for my vision to be correct, my perception of self has to be smaller. I have to see myself as smaller instead of larger. In order to see correctly, I have to see myself smaller rather than larger. Or is the corrective lens itself trying to stultify my ego? Or perhaps neither. Perhaps it's just a coincidence. They say astigmatism is a result of muscular rigidity in the eye, and that it is not a result of eye defects. But I'm not quite sure about that, because I have numerous floaters in my eyes, so I think my eyes, the vitreous humor, is a bit chaotic and not at all uniform. The video should end soon. Look at all my supplements. You know, I have schizophrenia, and I try my best to maintain my health, and I have all kinds of different supplements here. I have powdered pearls. That's perhaps one of the most interesting things that I ingest is pearl powder, levigated pearl powder. These are